Hello everyone, welcome to another exercise. Today we're working on exercise 12 in your handout. We're working with loan amortization. I've gone ahead to create my file called Capere. So create your file and let's get started on this. So let's go ahead and put in our information. The loan amount is 19 million and this is in Uganda shillings. So I'm going to go ahead and format this to Uganda shillings. We can click either way and go to more accounting formats, and we click accounting. We can use accounting and we are going to use UGX and reduce the decimal places to 0. There we go. I had put in the wrong amount. Those commas do help. Okay, so that's 19 million, and we've been told that there is an annual interest rate of 16%. Okay, and this rate, it's important for us to remember that this is an annual rate, so it will be dependent on how many times the bank compounds. And in this question, we are told the bank compounds on a quarterly basis for 3 years. So the number of payments are going to be 4 payments each year. Okay, so payments per year. So there are 4. If this was monthly, the payments would be 12, but in this case, there are 4. And the duration of the loan is for 3 years. So if we make 4 payments each year and we are paying for 3 years, the total number of payments we are going to make, that's what we call N par. The total number of payments is going to be the yearly payments times the duration. So on the side here, we are going to calculate N par, or the number of periods, and this is going to be equal to the yearly payments that are made times the duration, and we are going to enter. Okay, so we start with part A, where we are asked to make a loan amortization schedule. So we shall just type the word here, schedule. Okay, and what does NPAR help us with? NPAR, or number of periods, shows us how many payments have to be made, and it's what is going to guide us here below when we are reflecting the periods of payment. So let us put in all our headings. Okay, so there are all our headings. I'm just going to click to make sure all the headings fit in the spaces they have. Okay, so those are the different payments we have. Just do this. We don't need so much space for the period of payments. Okay, so there is our schedule of payments, and this is our work. So we start with the period. The period is going to be from 1, because we are only making payments. Even if you pay in the next quarter, that is when we start our payment schedule. And we are also going to type 2, and we are going to drag this down until we get to 12. Why 12? Because we have 12 here on the side. So let's go ahead and drag this all the way down till we get to 12. Okay, so that's on the period. Then the beginning amount is going to be equal to the loan amount. So this is equal to, and we click on the beginning loan amount, and we are going to use the enter to get that amount over there. That's the beginning amount for the first payment. Now the beginning amount for the second payment is equal to the ending balance of the first period. So put your equal sign and click on the ending balance of the previous period. Notice that it's not on the same line, but it goes a little up to the period above, and that's what we are going to have, and we are going to enter this amount. And we can use the fill handle to drag this down. Now, don't worry that right now it's showing up as zeros. By the time we get to the ending balance here, then we shall start getting figures populating in this space over here. So we've set up our beginning amount. Next, we are going to set up the payments, and we are going to use the function PMT. So is equal to PMT. And you can read there, it says it calculates the payment for a loan based on constant payments and a constant interest rate. So we open our bracket, and the first thing we are supposed to put is the rate. So we are going to click on the rate, and we are going to lock it. Don't forget to lock. If you're using a laptop, sometimes you may have to press the function key as you lock using the F4 key, because it's under the function keys. Okay, and we are going to divide this rate by the number of payments made, because remember, this is the annual rate, but we've been told that 4 payments have to be made during that period. So we are also going to divide by the number of payments that are made. Don't forget to lock. Okay, so that is our rate. The annual rate divided by the number of payments that have to be made. Then we are supposed to also put in the NPAR. I've put in a comma. The comma takes us to number of periods, and we are going to go ahead and click on the number of periods, and we lock. Put your comma. And finally, we are going to click on the present value, which is the amount we are paying now. So we are going to click on the present value, and we lock that too using F4. And we are going to close the bracket. And we are going to enter, and we'll use the fill handle to drag this down. Okay, so that is the payment that has to be made. But remember, the payment is made up of 2 parts. There is the principal payment and the interest amount. And it's the principal payment that you reduce from the beginning amount. So let's go ahead and calculate the principal payment. And again, we are going to use a function. We use the function PPMT. So let's go ahead. And we open our bracket. And again, we have to put the rate first. So we click on the rate and we lock it. Divide by the number of payments. Remember, there are 4. We click on the payments and we also lock those payments. Then we put a comma. And this time we have to also select the period. Which period are you making this payment in? So we are going to go to the left side and click on that period. Please do not lock that cell, because it's a referential cell, and it, as we drag down, it will refer to that period in that column. Okay. Next, we put a comma, and then we are supposed to click on number of periods, NPAR, and we are supposed to lock NPAR, comma, the present value, we click on present value and we also lock that cell. Good. We are going to close our bracket and we are going to enter. And we are going to use the fill handle to drag this all the way down. Now remember, we said the total payment made is principal payment plus interest amount. So in order for us to get our interest amount, we are just going to subtract the principal from the payment that is actually made. That's an easier way to go. Or you could use the function IPMT, interest payment, and it will give you the same value. But for now, we are just going to subtract. This is equal to the payment minus the principal payment, and we enter and we use the fill handle to drag this down. Good. Now the last part is to calculate the ending balance. The ending balance is equal to the beginning amount plus the principal payment. Why did we plus? Because the payment has already been reflected as a negative, as a subtraction already. So we are just going to add it and it will eventually reduce the amount that is supposed to be paid. So it's the beginning amount plus the principal payment, and we use the enter, and we are going to double click on this all the way down. So this shows us how much is supposed to be paid each quarter, and it gives us the principal payments, the interest amount, and it shows us your ending balance should end at 0. And we've been asked to do the following. In the output area, show the following: how much his quarterly payments will be. So let us calculate to show the quarterly payments. So we can just type here, this is equal to, no, not equal, let's just put quarterly. Okay, these are quarterly payments. And the quarterly payments are going to be equal to, you're going to click on one of the cells here. There we go. And we enter. That's the quarterly payment. 2, we are also supposed to show the number of periods for payments, which we already have here. And 3, how much interest will he pay all together? So here we are going to put the total interest. Okay, and the total interest is going to be equal to the sum of all interest paid. So start with the sum function, open your bracket, and go ahead and select all the interest amount that is paid. And you close your brackets and enter. And don't forget to save your work. Don't forget to save your file. I hope you learned how to amortize a loan, and you can go ahead and set up a schedule for yourself